It's a very different Ace Attorney.
Empire of Japan. After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation.
So the Brits are coming over.
Washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide.
Ew, Brits. Whoa! Oh, someone's dead.
But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Is that me? Wait a minute. Okay, so is he a second year? That's what that means, right? That little pin? That means he's a second year? I think that's Ryunosuke. Ryunosuke? I think that's his name. Or Ryosuke? It's something like that. Starts with an R. The Great Departure. 22nd November. 8:43 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature Defendants and her chamber. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? Oi. What? Oh! Oh, nothing. So wait, save your glares, murderer. Sorry. My name is Ryunosuke Naharudo. I said that so wrong. I'm a second-year student in the Imperial Yumei University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying accident, and now here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough! Who's this guy? I think that's my best friend. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Lawyer? Yes. And until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So, you will hold your tongue. The technicalities, look at you, you haven't even graduated yet. And yet, I still seem to know better than how a court officer should behave. Right, Ryunosuke? Oh, yes, of course, sorry. Oh, what are you apologizing to me for? I don't think he's a Brit. I don't know why I'm... I shouldn't call him a Brit. That's kind of mean, isn't it? I don't think he's, Oh, I suppose it wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, I never really meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yumei University professor murdered in cold blood by a student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not. You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I could never murder someone. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. You mean... I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke. Kazuma Asogi, my best friend, also in his second year at Yumei University. So he's a second-year student, and he is a lawyer. That's pretty awesome. But he's far more clever than I. A star student, in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive, considering he's still an undergraduate. That's what I said. It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old, here in Japan anyways. My qualifications don't mean much, yet you said the exact same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago. Yep, that's when all this started. You're a first-year student and a writer. Nice. Congratulations, Kazuma. Wait, that's me. Congratulations, Kazuma. Looks like you're gonna go study abroad at last. I know, I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, these government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you. I'm proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura blowing around this temple. I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. So that's where the game takes place, I guess. I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's city of London together. If only it were that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. I feel like this guy is evil. Like, I don't know, I feel like he's gonna kill someone. He's a lawyer, so I don't know. I mean, hey, if a lawyer the villain? Hey, not the first time. It was straight after that, that's when it happened. Asogi, may I have a word? Who's that? Wait, that's the assistant, I know that. But I don't know her name. Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to me, but never mind that for now. Asogi, you should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. Your advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who's this man? I feel as though I've seen him at university before. He just said he's a professor, Ryunosuke. I see. I'll go at once then. I shall accompany you. Alright then, Ryunosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom. Yep, thanks, Kazuma. dot dot dot. And then they get married, and as easy as that. They're not married, what? We just met. This is awkward. I was just gonna say. If I may. Yeah, sorry, yeah. You must be the defendant. Ryunosuke, I'm gonna need to figure out his name right now. Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, okay. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yep, yeah, that's right, yeah. My name is Yujin Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yuma University. Oh, Professor Mikodaba. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad. Asogi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. As such, I feel you should know... Know what? Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that permission will be revoked and never granted again. Naruhodo, doesn't that mean I see in English? It might. In Ace Attorney, at least the first three that I played, no, all of the ones I've played, there's always puns in the names. Like, there's a detective in the a detective in the second one, which is Justice for All. His name is Luke At Me, and that's a pun on look at me. So, yeah, there's all puns, but I won't get the Japanese puns at all. What? Ah, as I suspected. You were unaware of this. But you shouldn't have been, because, I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you. Ah! He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, dreams will be shattered? But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. I don't believe it. But I didn't do it, I swear! I'm not a murderer! I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Hey, Moose, you ran out of bits? Well, that's okay. At least you're here. That's all I really need. Sorry? What do you mean? You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. But then what should I do? Well, put your faith in your lawyer. Naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction. Right, so... As soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. I do? But what will the question be? Did you kill him? Surely not. Do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not. Defendant! Court's about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. I don't know if the... No, I think we're still in Japan. No, we're definitely still in Japan. It would seem our superations discussions are to be cut short. You also ran out of bits. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Wait, what? But he is. It must be you. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving! There's no point in advocating for the likes of you anyways. This is it. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over. And what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. My one and only chance of proving my innocence, the trial that would decide my destiny. Alright, here we go. Oh, snap. 9 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature Court, room number 2. He looks so scared. So, this is, courtroom. Hey, it looks fancy. I like it. It's pretty nice. The trial to decide destiny is a tutorial, right? Yes. This is usually the first is the tutorial, and it's usually the easiest one. The Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power. I don't much like the look of the people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. The powers that have been demanded that this be a secret trial. A secret trial? A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? It'll become clear in time. But for now, you need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin. Is that Pain? Why does Pain show up every time? That's not my judge. That's not my judge. Well, I guess this is... No, that's not Pain. That's an ancestor of Pain. Oh, man. The court will now hear of Ryunosuke Naruto. Ooh, it's Ouchie. Ouchie, that's his name? Pain and Ouchie? I love that. The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. As is the defense. Before we begin, there's one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedures is for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? This is it! This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That's the question that the professor meant. But then, if I say I do... I need to answer quickly. What should I do? Answer I do! Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I am standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who will advocate for his defense. Yes! What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that I, Ryunosuke Naruto, will be defending myself. You'll be... What? Let's do this. What are you playing at, Ryunosuke? Professor Mikatoba told me... No. Yeah, Mikatoba. Professor Mikatoba told me everything just now before the trial. He did what? He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you off. No, I did not that really. It's just that, well, on the off chance that things don't go as well for me, I could bear to be the reason that I couldn't bear to be this. I don't want you to lose. Yep, I knew that's how you'd feel. Which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikatoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Can I move the camera? No, I can't. Okay, I don't know why I could have. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. Well, well. Does the accused admit defeat already, renouncing his own counsel, really?
Objection!
Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent, he's confident that he can speak for himself. Is that so, Naruto-san? Oh, yeah, exactly, yeah. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. Yeah, he is definitely an ancestor of Phoenix, right? In fact, my mind's a complete blank. I realize you're in charge now, but I still try not to look so bewildered. Well, as for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court, you must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed. As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature in Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. I do make myself clear, Defendant Naruto. Yes! Your Excellency! So much text. I know, this is a visual novel. I'm going to be doing a lot of talking. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task that you have undertaken. My competence? What does that mean? He's questioning your ability to do the job. Well, you can't be questioning it more than I am. So, let's start with the very simplest of questions. Oh, yes. Yeah. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I care to remember. But, wait. I'm so nervous, I can't even remember that. What was it again? Ryunosuke. Look at the court record! Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank? You know me so well. All the relevant information of this case can be found in the court record. But I can't even find that. It's simple. You can access the court record with a press of right bumper. If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there. I just have to press a right bumper for the court record. Alright, there's no time to lose. Bam! This is the list of evidence you've collected. Now try switching to people instead with RB. You find the details with the victim in here. When you're done, just press B to go back. We've got Kazuma, second year in the Imperial University. Maybe he's my best friend, despite a student, qualified as a defense lawyer as well. Him, Yujin, Mitakaba, medical school professor, he's authority in forensic medicine, and Kazuma's mentor. The lead prosecutor of this case, who would appear to have a little love for the changes about the cultures of information has brought about. Wait. Taketsushi Ouchi. Or Taketsushi. Taketsuchi Ouchi. The lead prosecutor of this case, yes, John H. Wilson. The victim of this case, he was a visiting professor of medicine at Yuma University. So is he related to this guy? Did he kill him? Oh man. So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. I want to take another look at my evidence. Now, you'd better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section of the court record, and then press Y to present. Try it now. Okay. You! I pressed the wrong button. Okay.
Yes!
The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university. Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England invited to Yuma University 3 years ago. Indeed, which is the reason why this case had such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. As most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. Therefore, there can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. And yet, despite the delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been split on our soil. Or spilt, not split, what? Our skull has been split on our soil. You both are undergraduates at the Imperial Yuma University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education. Have you no honor? The stream just died. No, it didn't. Okay, but I didn't do it. This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a new speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. And you're confident. Wait, is my okay? There we go. on my side, it says the stream's like glitching a little bit, but it's not really saying it, so I guess it's fine. And you're convenient. You're a covenant and expandable scapegoat to blame for this crime. So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it? Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Man. Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. It's kind of glitching, but it's fine. It's not fine. Oh yeah, I see that too. It is glitching. Look at that. I don't know why it's doing that. That's weird. I guess I'll keep going and we'll see. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Oh dear, look at the time. I better be going. Alright, see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow, then, partner. The British Empire. Wow. It's incredible to think... Wait. Oh, that's him. I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's visiting a professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still. I should go and say hello. So I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruto. Yes, Your Excellency. How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. Okay, let's see. Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. and was caused by loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body. So if it didn't pass through, that means the bullet is still in him, so we can use that. If we get, like, the gun, we can use the ballistic markings and be like, yeah, check that out. They're not my bullet. Or, no, because if... That would assume that there were multiple guns. So why would I have a gun? Okay, never mind. University collar pin. Proof that I'm a student in the Imperial Yuma University. I always wear it on my collar, the collar of my uniform jacket. Okay, that's a bullet. The cause of death. Well, obviously that was, Ryunosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? But how? Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it now! Present!
Yes!
Take that. Well... According to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. Learn to read, you imbecile! The post-mortem report, I take it! Oh, sorry, yes. That's right, yeah, the post-mortem report. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later. This is so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. There's a stake in the back. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range. No, he wasn't, because it didn't go straight through him. It probably would have went straight through him if it was that close. Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record. Okay, so... Print that shows the victim who was shot in the front of the chest and subsequently died. That doesn't make sense, then. So that's photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible. Very well, I'm satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial. How you doing, Sona? Liberty Mutual? Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better apprise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened. This is it, then? I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Dr. Mitaka... I can never say his name. You mean Dr. Mikotoba? Yes, clearly. You're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I guess he'll act as your assistant. Oh, of course. When he was speaking with me, he simply said, Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Oh, was it because he did it? Was it because he killed it, and then if he did it, that would mess things up with Britain and Japan? Seems intense. It's gonna get intense, dude. He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you can give me will be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. Well, my first piece of advice is rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats. Only if you rein that crazy headband and control the cold stares first. Oh, yeah. Alright. Alright. A little butler. Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please. Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. Wait, no, he is Japanese as well. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I am the head waiter at the Western-style restaurant called La Carnival. Oh, he's bleeding blood? What? That's not good. Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some, He's suspicious. It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. Well, it should. Gojo Satoru? Is that him? Well, it really should. As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in the district's so-called restaurants, an occasional eatery, 3 days ago. Understood. Hosonaga-san, you will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident. At once, sir. No petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please. Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring? It was just after 2 p.m. on the day of the investigation. We have a few dinners at the time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied. That fits in with my memory of it, too. There's hardly anyone in the place. It was when I was in the kitchen putting away a crockery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried to the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair, and standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student. Yes. Hold on! Let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I didn't shoot him. I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur. Gojo in his elder years? Technically, this is way before. This is like in the 20th century, I believe. So, a long time ago. I think it's the beginning of the 20th century, end of the 19th century, I think. But the next time you interrupt an inappropriate time, you will be penalized. Defendant Naruto. Don't worry, Ryunosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back. For now, we must quietly listen to the witness. Ugh. If I may confirm one point, waiter, standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today. This is where he's gonna screw up. Yes, without question. I see. Why does he have a katana? I don't know. I don't think that should be in a courtroom. Does he have it in the courtroom? I think he has to, right? And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? No. There was no one else around the table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait. What did he just say? Wait a minute. What did he just say? What did you just say? Apart from the accused, was there anyone else? No. There was no one else around but the deceased Englishman and the university student. No one else around that table. What about him? What did you say? There was no one else around that table? There was our boy. Our boy was there, but he did leave. What's the matter, Ryunosuke? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello... Oh! Oh, the plot thickens. There was a woman sitting opposite him at his table. Really? And that's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? Interject! Oh wait, I should have waited.
Yes!
Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table. Dear me, dear me. What are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all? But I'm sure of what I saw. Hosonaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy? If he changes it, he's gonna be real suspicious. No? Okay. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. I actually have a rough plan in the restaurant as it was that day. 1 minute. Okay. Magnifying glass? It looks like there's nothing. I was gonna see if there was like a plate in the back. I guess there's not a plate in the back. Actually, I have a rough plan. Okay. Please have a look if you'd like to. Let me see. Ah, a sketch of the establishment's layout drawn by yourself. How can we trust that? That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. I assume the X is him. Well, you're clearly a conscientious waiter. Thank you, sir. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well, is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course, here you are. What was that about? He's completely calm and collected until now. I'm hearing barks. I think, wait, something seems to have shaken him. The waiter's business card has been... He needs to wear a mask, seriously. And Finn needs to calm down, because he's very loud. I'm gonna mute my mic really quick. He's still barking, but he's still... This man is dying. Okay, I'll keep going. I gotta get the door, though. 1 minute, let me get the door. Come back. The court is... Oh, I didn't read that. Darn it. That's my bad. Yes, the moment gunshots were heard in the restaurant, the only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Ooh. Defendant Naruto. Yes, Your Excellency. If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you. Nathan's here. I'm going to court. I'm in court, man. In other words, you have a small reciprocity in terms of your inevitable punishment. I call this waiter an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. But I must warn the defense, if you are determined to presume matters further in this trial, the prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime. Uh-oh. What do you think I should do, Kazuma? What do you mean? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? No, what? That's stupid. You didn't do it. Why would you do that? Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual, about these peculiarities. You've said it. You've said it. Professor Mikotoba said it, and so is the judge and the prosecution. What a stupid main character. Well, I mean, he's new. Why was there a plane flying like so low in the sky? I could jump up right now and touch it if I wanted to. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust in you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it? What? The accused is in fact... If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. And you're just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? No, I'm not. The battle haven't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. Oh, that was a hard chop. Are you okay, man? The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Then we'll see how decisive this evidence really is. So that guy, the witness right now, I forget his name, but he was afraid to pass in that evidence that he put in. So there's something up with that. Prosecutor Ouchie, please continue with the proceedings. Tisk, well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. I just burped everywhere. I'm sorry, that was disgusting. Why did I say burp everywhere? That's gross. You hate this main character? I'm sure he gets better. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced forever. Oh, man. The prosecution calls its next witness. Very well, officer. Bring forth the witnesses at once. Alright, who's it gonna be? Let's get some more evidence in here. Okay, I remember these guys. These guys were in the cutscene. Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court. Yes, sir. I am Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Elisa No, sir, reporting for duty, sir.
Myself, I find employed as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the allurements of our nation, Nippon, and conduct my trade from Rasute, a humble premises in the 2nd District, Kurio Koritaga, at your service.
An antique dealer and a soldier, what an unusual pairing.
Both of these gentlemen were present at the thing of the...
Funny story, the people at the door were my grandparents. They showed up, I didn't know that they would, and my grandfather, I don't think he understands the concept of why I'm screaming at my microphone, so he just came in and was like, see ya. And I died. I didn't die, no. He's fine. He's good. He's innocent. It's okay. He didn't commit the crime. We know that. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day of the in question. Oh yeah, I need to... They must be diners at the other table when the waiter was mentioned. The other table, okay. Myself, I habitually take... Wait.
My hero improved the great and most inquisitive Rome, but the establishment in question is always supposed to do it, and often frequently converse with interested parties regarding the curious in which I make my business.
I can't understand a word that old man is saying. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have been interested in antiques and pays to sell his wares to them. Someone has to have that voice. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer.
Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct?
Affirmative. The enemy were units were seen attacking the foreigner, which was only can be described as an act of war, sir.
Is this guy is J. Jonah Jameson? Is that a baby? What was that sound? What was that? Did you hear that? That was a... What was that? It was like...
It was the black uniformed rogue infantry man over there who unloaded his firearms, sir.
This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard strange noises during that last thing he said. Yeah, me too. I heard a strange noise too. So this is the decisive evidence that the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim ahead. Dead. The victim ahead, he's like here. They brought his coffin in. Like, this is him. Because back in the day, you didn't have like pictures and stuff, so you just had to... Here's the body. Hang on, I can make this joke work. You would walk up, right? You'd go to court, and you'd be like, alright, we brought the body in. Here he is. Continue though, okay. Yes. It was me? I didn't make the weird noise. Well, what are you starting to feel? Are you starting to feel uncomfortable? Yeah, are you? Because I just threw a body on my bed? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw, the precise moment that the incident occurred. Here we go. Testimonies.
Yes, sir. Standing by report, sir.
There it was again.
Your unsavory memories of a most
I can't pronounce any of his words. First testimony. Here we go. What the witness saw. I was ingesting a regulation beef steak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man.
Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman.
At the precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own arms. That black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, that's wrong. Instantly wrong. We got it because the shot was in his chest, and it didn't go through.
I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of mysterious curio.
Well, so Sergeant Nosa actually witnessed, Sergeant Nosa actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. The wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy.
Oh, what times we live.
What the? Wait, what? How did you... Why does everyone have weapons in the courtroom? But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. Is that really true, Ryunosuke? Yes, all I did was pick up the gun I saw lying on the floor. Why did he pick it up? That was kind of stupid. So he didn't see the... This is weird because I don't know. This is difficult. This is a difficult case. For him, at least. I think we can figure it out, the more evidence we get. After I said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. This main character's stupid. Well, in like one of the earlier games, technically this is early, but one of the earlier games in the series, there was something like this in, I think in the 4th case of the first game. I'm not going to spoil it, but there was someone who had a gun, and you were like, whoa, what? So, yeah. Then when I finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant, when I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down, and just as I was picking it up, bang, okay, so, alright, that's what happened. Okay, we know now, we know. Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these 2 witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was. There is? Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses. Cross-examine? Do it now! As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice. Certainly, the testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of this trial. What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? The defense demands the right to I want to cross-examine him. I want to talk to him. Pick apart his words, you know? Dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki had banned boy door next door and told me about it. How pathetic. Huh? How do you know? At the same time, also too generic. He is, like, before I played this game, I thought he did look very generic, but I don't know, I kind of like that. He's very different from Phoenix Wright. You know, if he's an ancestor of him, he would have, like, some cool hair. I don't know. Maybe at the end he'll go Super Saiyan and go, ah! And then his hair will go crazy. The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out this examination?
Objection!
Cross-examination. The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it, it is irrelevant. Kazuma is commanding. Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses. Alright, this is where our battle really begins, Ryunosuke. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witnesses' testaments. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means that the soldier has said something the soldier has said has to be a lie. Well, yes, but it's just a case of proving it, and the key of doing that is evidence. Right, evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you. Alright then. It's all or nothing. They're really expressive in this game. I've only played the old ones with the sprites, but this is like really expressive. I love it. The other games are really expressive too, but this is like, because it's 3D and it's just cool. Okay. So what happens? Okay, so we can press them. So stake, I think that's wrong. We can save though. That's the thing. No, don't exit the game. Do not do. No, no, no. Wait, no. Are you sure you want to quit the game? No. Oh my god, that was very close. I almost messed up completely. Okay, let's go right there. There we go. Okay, we're good. Quick save. Alright, what kind of steak? Yes! What was it like? Medium rare? Why ain't you saying anything? Is this some new interrogation technique? I hadn't actually thought of what I wanted to ask. Just ask about anything that catches your attention. Anything that bothers you. Alright then. This beef steak you mentioned. What kind of food is that? Tinshan! Oh. Beef steak is delicious cut of veal, vigorously cooked on the iron grate grill and served piping hot. Oh. If food could reveal medals of honor, beef steak would be almost as highly decorated as a cutlet. Right, yeah, I see. Thank you, sir. So, next question. This cutlet you mentioned, what kind of food is that? Chicken! Tinshan! Cutlet is delicious cut of veal, toasted breadcrumbs to fry deep in coconut oil. Except our filthy guard and do know your crimes and then you're fled from prison, try it. Yes sir, yes sir, I will. The double, sir. Sorry to interrupt, but how about trying to stick to questions that are relevant to the case? Oh, yeah, sorry. I'll do my best. So, next question. Is it just me? Or do you keep hearing a sort of wah crying noise? Negative! Well, at least you've learned that he's a big beef lover. Affirmative. It's not easy knowing what kind of questions to ask. Prime Presser. I just got an achievement called Prime Presser. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of particularly fine golden curio in the mature gentleman. Firing was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. A black uniform varsity cadet fired on the English civilian and from the back. So this is not correct. Because, as you can see, he was shot from the front, in the chest, and subsequently died. So, let's present this. Music stops, so that's how you know it's right. What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Subordination. Thrusting some photographic print on my mustache. Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. There's a clear inconsistency here. What nonsense. Wait, that's not him. This nonsense. What could this print possibly tell us they don't already know? Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom. This is so frustrating. He's got her back. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Kazuma... What? What are you talking about? It's apparent from a single glance at the photographic print presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here. With the surgeon's statements. Surgeons, whatever. What? Surgeon Lisa Nosa. Yes, sir, or what? The statement you just made was this. Hey, slightly less crazy snail, welcome to the stream, welcome to court. Please take your seat. The trial is already starting, so you're a little late, but that's okay. You can come in. Just sneak in through the back. The black uniform varsity cadet fired on the English civilian and from the back. like a cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir, affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir. But no! That just can't be! Why not, Cadet? Because... Take a close look at the print. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness's statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? He didn't eat his food. He's got a baby on his back, doesn't he? What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back. Wait, did he? I didn't see that, actually. Certainly, there's a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Noza? Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indiscernible. Until the moment... Yep, there's a baby back there! Until the moment I heard the firearm discharged, my eyes were... firmly fixed on delicious La Carnival steak, sir. What? The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Leza Noza, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all. That's absurd. I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. Alright, Payne. It's adorable. There's a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial, just from one discrepancy. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. He said the line, we can all go home. But I definitely saw him. The university cadet, sir, he was pointing a firearm directly at the victim's back. Yes! Yeah, but I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either? Myself, I have already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. It was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for treasure. Treasure? Well, indeed, the Hoy era Koban, my prized coin. One on each occasion when I visit the restaurant. It is my habitude to place it in my bosom pocket, a particular trinket of interest of my shop, Rasute. In the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you? His teeth are gross. Korekuta? I can't even see his teeth. He's like, on the day under scrutiny, I was able to wait. A day under scrutiny, it was to the military man that I proffered my holy treasure. Believed that he would purchase such a rare find. I did not, but I was presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for a briefest of moments, it was there no more. I simply vanished. The Koban vanished? Hunting around under the table, I was. In case it mayhap had fallen there, and then it happened. Gunshot. You were the gunshot, you mean? Indeed I did, but I did not, for I was concerned only with finding my abscond Hoy treasure. Nothing could distract me. Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end? No. I see. That lamentable day, the precious Hoy Koban was lost to me. No doubt some unsculpted scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself. Ooh. As I'm sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telepath. Telepath? Telepath. Yeah, just... Gotcha. Telegraph this afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony in the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British. It would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is our Assistant Prosecutor Ouchie?
Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf in the back. My witnesses have further testimony to make.
Explain.
Upon hearing the next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could have possibly committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Very well, the court invites the witness to testify again. He will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear?
As clear as the Kuro glass, Your Excellency.
Yes, sir, at once, sir. Awaiting signal to testify, sir. And these voices are hurting me. Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative, the newest member of the Nosa family to rise up the ranks, sir. Name, Aido. Wait, Ado? Ado? Aldo. Little Aldo. I wonder where Aldo went. It would seem the straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. Ado. Teen-chan. Your father is about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my baby. That's adorable. Alright, here we go. Have another sip of water. The True Culprit. So in these games, sometimes they won't actually say, like, they won't say something that you can show evidence to immediately. You'll need to press them. So I think we'll need to press some things right here. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the exact same thing.
Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, that young lad in black. That much I myself didn't see.
Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present.
Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself.
Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out. These testimonies are certainly compelling. Yes, that's right. Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all.
Please, enough of these outbursts already.
But there was a woman. There was a young woman at the table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her.
If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies.
Ugh.
It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact.
Okay, hang on. That's true. There is only one meal at the table. Okay. Indeed.
At the table of which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident, it can be plainly seen there is only one playset.
Certainly, based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. Ugh, this doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record. Okay. So, I don't understand. He's saying what I'm saying, what I'm thinking. What's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. But that's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with him. It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph, not telepath, a report to Great Britain on time after all. The witnesses' testimonies we've just heard leave no further room for doubt. No.
These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Taketsuchi Ouchi, will have contributed to the amenity of these two great empires is an honor.
How can this be happening? The church really is ready to rule. Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It's not over yet. What? If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it. Draw out the truth in your cross-examination. I don't know, Kazuya. Kazuya! The defense is entitled to a cross-examination to cross-examine the witness, but make it quick, understood?
Rules can be so unbending at times.
It's Kazuma, I know. I said Kazuya. I'm thinking about Tekken. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment of the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. I'm gonna press that.
Yes!
No, it's not the same thing at all. For a start, I didn't fire that gun. We have a difference of opinion on that. The opinion of an uninformed officer versus that of a fledgling cadet. I don't think so.
Consider this, defendant. Just a moment ago, I blinked.
Did you?
Did you see it? Did you see me blink?
How could I?
And yet, it is an undeniable fact that I did blink.
He has glasses on, so he could be lying. Do we need to cross-examine him now?
So there you have it.
Have what?
Tension!
The sound of firearm rang in my ears, and the very next moment, I saw you waving a gun at the Englishman.
I think that says it all, don't you? And let us not forget about the antiques dealer witnessed the accused the moment of incriminating position as well. Isn't that so, Koreikuta-san?
Okay, I guess, fair point. Fair point. Pointed the gun at the forward man. That young man in black, that much I did see for myself. That won't really help us. Visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. That is not true. Unless he is also including... Can I flip over? Or no, I can't flip over. Can I not flip over people? I guess I can't.
Yes!
No! Oh, that scared me. That really scared me. So who is actually the bad person? We don't know. But what happened, because you weren't here at the beginning, this guy, Ryunosuke, he's our character, he was found in the restaurant with a gun in his hand. So he's the accused, but he didn't do it. So we need to figure out who did it, and we need to defend ourselves. And the only way we can defend ourselves and get a not guilty verdict is by finding the culprit, or just proving without a unreasonable doubt that we did not kill him. You must have noticed someone else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there.
As you have been at pains to point out time and time again, I'm growing a callus in my ear.
Just shoot them, you have the gun, but then we'll be guilty for 2 murders. And we'll probably get the death sentence. Because this is, like, 20th century, we're probably gonna die if we do that. So that's probably not a good idea. Also, if we don't win this case, our boy, Kazuma, he won't become an attorney. And we want him to become an attorney.
And yet no one else appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman.
If only there'd be more people dining there at the time. Then someone else would have noticed her. Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant. I know. Of course, the place is almost empty. It's what you'd expect. Certainly. 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of time to eat. Well, it's 2 p.m. now. I can get something to eat. No witnesses. There are witnesses, but no one that saw the woman. So that's the problem. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day, and why he was alone.
Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason.
There was?
This was found in the victim's jacket pocket.
What's that, Counsel?
It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem that the victim had an appointment at the clinic prior to...
I just spit everywhere. The clinic, prior to visiting the restaurant. Hata clinic? Hang on. Is that... Wait. Like, was that from the other game? That's really familiar. I think that is from the other game. No, there's Hata and there's Hati. Hati Clinic. Dr. Hati, here he is. Yes, there would appear to be an entry for the date in question. 19th of November, noon to past 1 p.m. The very day of the incident.
So the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment, and the explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really has no bearing on the case.
I wonder... What do you think, Ryunosuke? Well, it is hard to see how it could be related, really. Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful. Well, I mean, yeah, of course. Yeah, like, why wouldn't we?
Yes!
He raises his hand like he's just a student in school. Ma'am, can I please go to the washroom? If I may, I'd like to ask for the medical report to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency.
On what grounds?
The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Not to mention the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant and of no concern. He's so violent. Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have the right to explore all possible avenues. I beg your pardon? You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well. The court will grant the defense's request.
Just youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's almost disturbing.
Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. Right, let's check this out, because this seems like it may be important. What we need now is new clues. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear ya.
You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you.
Or perhaps you'd forgotten that these witness testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate the accused, Korikuto-san. Alright, let's check this out real quick. Alone he was the Englishman during all by himself. So... Okay, I don't think this will help us at all. Photograph, I don't know if I'm overthinking it. I might be, but in this picture, there's a chair. There's two chairs, right? And in his little thing where the guy got killed, which is right here, there's 4 chairs. I don't think that has anything to do with it though. Medical report found how to clinic is found in the victim's pocket. That could be important. Okay, I don't think this will do anything, and I don't think that'll do anything either. Shortly after 2 p.m., male, British, cause of death, single bullet fired in throat vein, fatal hemorrhage from bullets trauma. Okay. We're gonna need to press a little bit more.
Yes!
So you actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining alone.
That I did? Forgive me for the position I place you in. So the testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on that point. Isn't that interesting? And let us not forget the incontestable evidence we have to support the statements as well. As can clearly be seen, there is only a single beef steak on the victim's table. A meal for one.
No. The antiques dealer, the sergeant, and the waiter who testified before. It's not impossible that they're all lying. But if so, then why? If I'm perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea. Therefore, no one other than the Black and Forget could have dispatched the Englishman over and out. I don't have people. I can't switch to my people, unless I can, and I don't know how. How do I check my people? I want to see if I can check people. Is there any, reader, back to title? No. People evidence. I guess I can't. Okay, hang on. I'll press this. No, don't. I wanted to press it. Okay, whatever. I'll go back around. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. We've gleaned some new information now. Well, yeah, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before. Oh, you mean this? Yes. This is a brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail. How exactly?
The magnifying glass.
You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. These are the ones that you may examine. Press A and you can take a closer look at the piece in question. Use the stick. Okay. This is like in Apollo Justice. Rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles. By using them, you can zoom around. Okay, I got it. You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that may have been missed before. Got it. The crosshairs point to a pulsate. Start to pulsate. Press A to investigate further. Rotating. Yeah, we can rotate. It's like JoJo. Okay, partner. I think you should take a closer look at this medical report. See if there isn't something new to be learned about examining it in more detail. Alright, see what I can do. Okay. Let's see. So we've got logo on the back. We can open it. Okay. Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. Duh, and there's an entry for the day that the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? It would seem so. Just before the incident, he had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they used laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. Though it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you from feeling pain. It's hard to believe that there's anything that can actually stop you feeling pain. There's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until anesthetic got back. We got him! We got him! We got him! We got him! We got him, man! Really? Sounds like information worth bearing in mind. We got him. We got him! We got him! With this new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes. So I think it's time we listen to the testimony again, don't you? Oh yeah? Let's do it! Let's do it! Come on! I got you! Oh, you're dead now. Well, not dead. Sorry. The guy is dead. That's okay. Alright, same thing. Point out the foreign man. Blank. Furthermore, wait, what was that one? A visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that there were only personnel present, not present. They're supposed to say English sucks. But Englishmen. Where do we press this? Because I might mess this up. You gotta eat, alright? Have fun eating. We gotta eat these guys up in court. That sounded weird. Where do we press them? This was just the premises of the time confirming that we were the only personnel present. Okay, so I think I might want to present this now, because on the day of the murder, the victim had undergone dental treatment and had been prohibited from eating or drinking anything but water. I think I'll try it out.
Yes!
Darn it, the music's still playing. We messed up. That statement is clearly odd. What appears to be odd is the way you're presenting yourself. Oh, yeah, pay no attention, Your Excellency. As you wish. Now kindly lower your hand. Never, not until we've proven that I'm innocent here. Okay. They were the only person present. Yeah, that wouldn't do anything. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman dining all by himself. No, we have to press it on not press it, but we need to present on this one. Because he wasn't dining by himself. Because he couldn't eat anything. Yes! There we go. Okay. I love how cautiously he raises his hand. I hope he gets more confident as this goes on. Well, I think, but what were you, lad? Well, you have a lawyer? wish I could. But first and foremost here, I'm the accused. Ryunosuke, everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kazuma. You could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully, you knew exactly what it was you wanted to say. But you did it wrong, but that's okay because you eventually did it right. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. Alright, and thanks for the advice. Korikuta-san, this is a medical report card belonging to the victim. Oh, I see. And, I don't see. What of it, boy? Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement, something clearly doesn't add up.
Dear me, have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? You were not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish drivel. But let's see if I can explain it in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant.
Not exactly. But that's, remember, Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point.
Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There's surely no need to prolong this trial any further. The witness testimonies the court was heard clear and concise. This medical report has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there is no one else besides the pale-faced pupil who could possibly have perpetrated.
This medical report card has nothing to do with the case? Do you really believe that?
That outburst have petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant?
Perhaps because Hata Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic.
A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something for me?
Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth extracted?
What's this now?
And furthermore, if I told you that as a result the victim had been forbidden from eating. Oh yeah, they're lying. They're lying. They did see someone. They're scared. Even the baby's like, uh-oh. No, what they're just trying to say that we had no orders to eat, so what? It's all written up here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while the... Okay, so... if there is water here... Okay, I guess it doesn't matter. He didn't have to drink water. That's true.
What? No, that can't...
Korikuta-san?
What, boy, what?
As you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all.
No.
Additionally,
there's more.
You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone.
But that cannot possibly be the case.
He just gained confidence just like that. Because the victim, as we know,
just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic.
Expertly done, partner. It's getting real now.
What is this nonsense, you little upstart? These are baseless accusations. Just look at the photographic evidence.
Why would he have a sword? I don't know, because... To cut down his fools in court. I will cut those words.
You clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table.
Objection. Yeah, so? What did we just say? Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic?
How dare you?
I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned. Wouldn't you agree, Ryunosuke? Oh, yeah, most definitely. So having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. 1 minute, hang on. Okay, sorry about that, I had to clear my throat. So having just undergone dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Oh yeah, I need to click my... There we go. which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Who, in fact, was eating the pictured beef steak? The woman. The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel? Counsel? Oh yeah, that means me, doesn't it? Alright, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of your turning of this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Got it. So, the person eating the steak at the victim's tables must have been the victim himself, me, the two witnesses, an as yet unknown third party. Obviously, it can only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table. You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person. There was, because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yeah. So we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on his table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else eating it. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable. If the court decides to push through a ruling at this stage, we will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial relentlessly. Kazuma? Are you insane? You wouldn't take it on the government! Don't worry, counsel. I have no issue with you. What do you mean? I have an issue with them! The two witnesses in the stand.
Oh, what?
What are they talking about? We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So, if it turns out now that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury. Perjury? And, since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed compliant in the killing. Complicit compliant. I'm an idiot. Complicit in murder? No! No! Oh, he's mad. No, negative. There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting. I was just following orders.
That's right, as the man says. You never just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they told us.
Gotcha. Oh. What? Wait, what did you just say? Kurikuta-san?
No.
You were just following orders?
Hold on, lad. I was,
Say you never saw the gentlewoman. When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas? What? What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses grave false statements? Is this true, you pair? Oh man. They're accomplices. Just one simple slip of the tongue. Yeah. Order, counsel. Explain what's going on here. It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth. Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this. Then who's behind this? Who tried to shake up your mouth? What? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut?
Well, that's classified.
So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. Ryunosuke, judging from the way they're reacting to this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Ouchi had any idea about it. What are you saying? I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. It can only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. Well, any ideas about who might be behind this? Quick save. We've been going for a while. This is a long case. If we can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, it was the 5G waves. The 5G waves did it in rural Japan. We can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit. So we need to name whoever it was that tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut. Of course, we'll need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever really did it. Whoever did wield his or her power here. But how? How can we possibly... Remember how we made progress before? Before? We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we missed. There's no time to lose. Alright? I want answers. If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe.
Please, wait. Your Excellency, I have no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god, I knew nothing.
And what does the defense have to say about all this? Well, Your Excellency... no time to think. I'm just gonna close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes into my head. Mother! Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence to manipulate the witness. Besides the prosecution. Okay. Here is what we know. So it's not him. The only person with the necessary influence to manipulate the witness. It could be though. But he was... I don't think it's him. It's definitely not you, because you're the witness. He's an authority in forensic medicine. Could it be him? I feel like it might be him. It wouldn't be you, because you're a student. Although... Okay. Let's just see really quickly. Re-examine everything. Can we still okay, we can't. We just need to say a name. Wouldn't be you. That doesn't make sense. You're the victim. Not you. Definitely not you, because I don't know why he would lie. So... A medical school professor at Imperial Yume University. He's an authority in forensic medicine. I don't think it would be him, would it? No. Could it be you? It can't be you. I want to say him, but it's... Screw it!
Yes!
There! What do you make of that? Uh-oh. I think, Counsel, that you may want to close your ears as well as your eyes. Otherwise, the size of disappointment in the courtroom may as well deafen you. If you feel you must close your eyes in a crisis, might I suggest you keep your mouth shut next time, too? Otherwise, I may have to use the influence I have in this courtroom to shut it. Permanently. I don't know what I'm doing! I don't know! Hang on. Give me... He really makes me wince in pain some... Incredible joke. So, in the other Ace Attorney games, there's a guy called... There's a prosecutor. He's always the tutorial prosecutor. He's in Pain, and his name is Winston. And this guy is obviously, like, an ancestor of Winston Payne, so wince in pain. That's really good. I love that. Who could it have been? Not the waiter. I don't have a great deal of influence myself, but believe me, I can find other ways to make you keep your mouth shut as well. Alright, don't get angry. I'll think again. There must be a clue somewhere in all the evidence in the court record. Actually, now that I think about it, there might be some pieces of evidence that I haven't thoroughly examined yet. What does the influence have to say? He has to say this. He has to say we're looking around. Hang on, wait, not that. Chief Inspector Satoru Hasanaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Well, that's unexpected. What is? Look, do you see it says the witness's name here? Satoru Hasanaga. Wait, hang on, the witness's name here. Satoru Hasanaga. Well, yes, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point. It's not the name that's unexpected. It's his job title. His job? Oh! Chief Inspector... Uh-oh, we got him. Primary Criminal Investigation Division. Yep, Hasanaga. It's the old man. Inspector? What on earth? I have no idea. Let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. If they're wielding something here, there's business card information has been updated in the court record. Okay. So we've got that. Hasanaga. We got him. Okay. It's Hasanaga then. Has to be, because he's a chief detective. That's kind of crazy. That is insane. I completely forgot. Hey, I'm being stupid. It's this guy. Wait, what am I doing? No, it's this guy.
Yes!
Take that. Well, surely that would be Satoru Hasanaga-san. Hasanaga-san? The waiter who took the stand?
Poppycock! What possible reason would the waiter have to make the witnesses give a false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence.
For once, I would agree with you. If, that is, the man truly were a waiter.
What? If he truly were?
Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hilt. What am I saying? Time to hit this court with the truth. The truth about Satoru Hasanaga-san's real identity is proven by this evidence. Business card. Take it. The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question? I agree it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure if we can conclude anything. Sorry, Your Excellency. That's the back of the card. It's the back of the back of the card. That's of interest. I beg your pardon? Or perhaps I should have said the front? Yes, it's the front of the back of the card. That's where this detail is telling us. Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Hasanaga-san sketched a plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. The front of the business card reveals that the man in question's profession, his true profession. The waiter's profession? But that's surely... Good gracious! That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. What? The waiter is a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I had any mention of this before? The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power. Absolute power as far as regular civilians are concerned. So, witnesses there in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well... Yeah, he's back. Looking kinda suspicious, my man! Inspector Hasanaga! They're trembling, yeah. I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well... Is there a problem? Hand over the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. Yeah, I remember now. He did act strangely when the judge... He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. So what did you miss? Alright, so... We managed to get the medical report. Alright, we managed to get the medical report of the man who was killed, which was Wilson, John H. Wilson. And once we got that, we looked inside, and we found out, we looked at it, we learned the danger about 5G waves. Yes, we did, but we also learned that the victim, John H. Wilson, before he went to the restaurant, he went to get dental work done, and he got a tooth removed. And because he had anesthesia, whatever, I can't pronounce words, he couldn't eat food, but he could only drink water. And that brings us back to this picture here. And if you look at this picture, you can see there's only one plate of food, therefore proving that the victim, did not eat the steak. And because of that, we found out that there was another person at the table, and it was a fact. And then we pressed the witnesses, and we found out that someone, because they let it slip that someone told them not to spill the beans about that, like, there was a woman at the table. So what happened then was we looked at our other evidence. We looked at the map that the waiter gave us. We looked at his business card. We found out that the waiter at the beginning is actually the chief inspector of the Primary Criminal Investigation Division. So therefore, how do I remember? I can retain this stuff. I remember it. And then he came out just right now because he has the power to actually shut them up. So now he's back on the witness stand in anger. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It is my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was unusually careless mistake. Pretty easy to figure out. Yeah, when you have the evidence.
So what you mean to say, you really are a detective?
But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? He's undercover.
Oh, of course. Your salary must be terrible.
I was working undercover. Undercover? Yes, there have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? That would be classified police information. That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. Yes, and there was the woman. If that is indeed true, clearly you would have also said, Finnegan, please be quiet, you're very loud. Clearly you would have been aware of this person's presence having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other dinner. I'm like shifting over to my my other accent. It's going crazy. Therefore, I'm led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, he's ridiculous. You have required these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Correct, Your Excellency.
Unbelievable.
As I suspected. He shot us. As soon as I heard the gunshot, have I ever thought about reading stories out loud on stream like novels and such because I'm good at this? Do you really? He is so loud. Hang on. Got it. We are, he has been taken care of. That sounds bad. No, he just stopped. He stopped barking. He found out what he was barking at, and he's done. Have I ever thought about reading stories out loud on stream like novels and stuff because I'm good at this? I guess this is technically what that is. And I'm having a good time. It does hurt my voice a bit though, so if I continue with the rest of the game, it might take a while. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. Hang on, I need to do that. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady whom I guess would be an Englishwoman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the Bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say... remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once. She must have been, like, related to someone. So I guess she's the one that did it. Or maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was someone else. I don't know. She seems suspicious. You seem suspicious too, but I don't know. It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. But what if the Englishwoman was the killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. It was the Queen! The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishwoman has been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect... yeah, that wouldn't be great. Well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the phantom woman in this case. But it's not right. So who did it? If it wasn't the woman, there's only a certain amount of people it could be. And also, he was shot from the front in the chest. So does that mean... what's trauma? There's powder, because there's powder right there. So does that... oh, hang on. There's powder right here. So does that mean that he was shot from close? Because I feel like he wasn't... no, because it didn't go right through him. Okay, it didn't go right through him, so I'm pretty sure it was shot from a distance. So could it be... could it be Kazuma? I think it might be Kazuma. Because he left, like... he left right after. I think it might be him. Because he left after, and then right after he left, we went to say hi, and then he died. It's like the only... that's what I'm thinking right now. But no one saw it. Traitor, I don't know, he could be. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? Yuma University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. See, now I'm suspicious of them. Because, I mean, that's not good, though, because there are multiple possibilities. There are. So I can't rule that. Once we get more evidence, I can figure it out. But right now, my top suspect is probably Kazuma. Because he left right after. Like, what are the odds of that? But why would he? I don't know his motives. Okay, we'll just have to keep going. Yuma University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain, and I'm fairly certain that one of them, studying in the Medical Facilities Research Laboratory, is a young Englishwoman. What? Uh-oh. You're a shrewd man. I can see why the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. Wait, you mean... when I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. Then that court demands you to name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting in the university professor's table was a certain Miss Giselle Brett. She is indeed a foreign student studying in a research laboratory at Yuma University's medical facility. What is happening here? This is getting kind of crazy. He's very tall, by the way. Osanaga, he's huge. I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene, and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies. It must now be up to your excellency to decide how to deal with this situation. Do we get her in? Do we find her? Get her in here? Very well, my thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point. Also, is that the end of this one today? But Your Excellency! That would mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be displeased by such actions. Calm yourself, Counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom. Ugh. Inspector Hosanaga. Yes, sir? You will locate the Giselle Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency.
But that means you'll be going up against all the special orders you were giving from the police bureau.
As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. So, it won't be a problem? Oh yeah, there's also the thing about him coughing up blood. Yeah, that's also bad. Nothing will get in my way. Except the blood dripping down my mouth right now. Court will adjourn briefly. Prosecution must call the English student, Giselle Brett, to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear?
Yes.
Your Excellency! Good. Then we will have a 30-minute recess before going back to court. To be continued. Oh man. First half of court done. Where's the first half? Oh, wow. Yes, save. Why wouldn't I save? Okay, let's save it right there. Boom. I just spilled water all over myself. So that's great.